What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft 3 video, so let's get into it. So guys, yesterday I made the very first StarCraft 3 video that you guys will see on the YouTube channel, and to say the least, guys, we got kind of a mixed response from everyone, so let's talk about it. I made a video yesterday talking about StarCraft 3, but the potential of a StarCraft 3 simply by talking about the 9-year anniversary that we've had within StarCraft 2. And so talking about that and talking about, you know, the 9 years and how between StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, it was a 12-year gap. We were talking about the potential of a StarCraft 3 coming out. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about some of that negative feedback that we're getting about StarCraft 3 and the possibility of it. The main one that we're getting, guys, is why would anyone want a StarCraft 3? So guys, this is a big question, but I want to kind of respond to that question as to why would anyone want a StarCraft 3? Well, my question is why wouldn't anyone want a StarCraft 3? So guys, today I want to compare and contrast here. So let's talk about, I obviously have been, you know, making StarCraft videos now since for about a little bit over a year now, and before I was making StarCraft videos on a separate channel, I was making Call of Duty videos. So I'm going to compare these two franchises. Even though it's tough to compare them, they're developed by the same developer over at Activision. Obviously, Blizzard does StarCraft and then Activision does Call of Duty. But that being said, I want to compare the two of these, all right? And so the way that we're going to do it, and it's going to be hard to understand at first, but in the end, you'll see why I'm comparing these two. So if we go back in Call of Duty, the early days of Call of Duty, which I got into Call of Duty in Modern Warfare 2, and it really peaked in Black Ops 2 as far as the content I was creating and all of that. I was really enjoying myself in Call of Duty. Well, Activision kind of changed up the way that they made Call of Duty. They kind of completely changed the way in which they created the game. They changed the formula in which what had worked for so long, and they changed it. But it wasn't just that they changed the formula, they also changed it for 3 entire years. Technically speaking, more so like 4 years. So it started in Advanced Warfare. They went from this shooter game, this first-person shooter game, and they changed this formula to a more futuristic shooter, whereas in the very beginning of Call of Duty's time, it really was just a, you know, modern day, or it was, you know, back in the past, or it was even a little bit in the future, but they went so far future where it was like Titanfall meets Halo, and it completely changed the formula Call of Duty completely. That being said, from Advanced Warfare, which was an advanced movement system where they introduced jetpacks to the game, it split the community in half completely. So from Advanced Warfare all the way to Infinite Warfare, and then even through Infinite Warfare to World War II, it completely split the community, and then from there, lots of people left the game and left the franchise to go to other games and play other games, or what they did was they came back to the old titles of Call of Duty like Modern Warfare and Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and then what happened was after those 3 years, those long 3 years, they ended up kind of changing the formula back to what worked, and they made World War II, then they did most recently Black Ops 4, and now they are working, and of course Modern Warfare is going to be coming out, and they're kind of getting the formula back on track. Well, what does this have to do with StarCraft? Well, the reason why I'm saying why wouldn't anyone want to see StarCraft 3, Blizzard has created a formula. It's a real-time strategy game, and we're seeing, guys, that StarCraft 1 was, you know, very well received. StarCraft 2 was incredibly received. So many people absolutely love StarCraft 2 and what they did there. But why wouldn't anyone want to see the continuation? Let's just say, for the sake of conversation, that StarCraft 3 is not as good as StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2. What most people would end up doing is they would just go back to the old games. They would go back to StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2. And what StarCraft 3 could provide is not only a continuation of the lore and the story, of course, of StarCraft, but it's also continuing to build on the fan base, the following of StarCraft, and then you never know where it could go, of course, with the esports side of things and all of that. So I just think that there's no reason why we wouldn't want to see, why wouldn't we want to see a StarCraft 3? A StarCraft 3 could just continue everything that we love as a community. So I think that we need to be optimistic about it, and we need to be the voice of StarCraft 3 and really echo this game into existence. Another comment that I got was, I've unfortunately got no hope for Activision Blizzard. I'd love for it to be true, but it's more likely that they will announce that they're going to stop support for the game like they did with Heart of the Swarm. This is what I'm talking about, guys. We as the community have got to be the ones echoing this game into existence. Blizzard has made it abundantly clear that if the community wants a StarCraft 3 or like a Warcraft 4, we have to be the ones that are voicing that. We need to be the ones telling Blizzard that we want a StarCraft 3. The deal is why wouldn't we want a StarCraft 3? Why wouldn't we want to take a chance there and see what a StarCraft 3 would look like? Once again, going back to Call of Duty and StarCraft, things that, ways that these could be similar is, what if Blizzard decided to go a completely different route? They decided, okay, we're going to change the formula completely. StarCraft 3 isn't going to be a real-time strategy. It's going to be a shooter. Well, then I can see there being real issues, similar to what happened with Call of Duty. And the fact of the matter is, even if they went in that direction, which I don't think that they would, because I believe over at Blizzard, they know what the community wants. What Call of Duty did was they took a leap of faith for a few years on this advanced movement system, and it completely split the community, and then they slowly but surely are kind of getting back to their roots, and it's bringing a lot of those people back. StarCraft could do the same thing. Even if they went a route like a StarCraft 3 shooter game, it would really hurt the scene most likely at first, but then if they made a StarCraft 4, or if they did like other expansions, they could kind of turn the ship in the right way. But I really believe, guys, that over the course of, since we're 9 years of StarCraft 2, 12 years was the gap between StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, we need to be having these conversations about a StarCraft 3, and I believe that if we voice our opinion to Blizzard as to we want a StarCraft 3 made, I think that we can echo this game into existence. We can make it happen, guys, by being more so supportive of the idea instead of kind of throwing that idea out the window and just being satisfied with StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 and a StarCraft remastered. We need to be the ones that, if we want to see the continuation of the story, the continuation of the lore, if we don't want to see what happened to Heroes of the Storm or other games that have been canceled or have basically gone under for the developer, or for really any kind of developer, there's games that do kind of go the way of the dinosaur. If we don't want that to happen, guys, we got to be the ones as a community coming together and making this happen. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Do you guys want a StarCraft 3? Will you guys come on a journey with me as we try to make a StarCraft 3 happen? A continuation of the story, a StarCraft mobile game, things that can help support the StarCraft franchise, more StarCraft novels, a StarCraft 4, a continuation, guys, of this, a side story, a continuation of the greatest franchise on earth. Will you guys come on that journey with me? Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.